Years ago, I heard the story of Surpresa. Surpresa, one of our dear friends and one of Heidi's key men. A little 8-year-old girl had died, and he went to console the family. And the little girl's body was laying there, had been dead for many, many, many hours. And he was just consoling, comforting the family. And he just decided to hold the little girl's hand as he comforted the family. And he just leaked. He just had resurrection life flowing through him, and he didn't mean to. He didn't pray anything. He didn't say anything to the body. He was just holding the little girl's hand, this 8-year-old little girl, and she just sat up. Just sat up. You know, he works so differently. And I hear people say a lot, they say, if we could get 1 million people to pray for this one thing, I know it would happen. You know, honestly, as much as I appreciate that, as much as I appreciate the prayers of 1 million people for one thing, I honestly would rather have, and I mean this sincerely, one prayer of faith than 1 million prayers of agreement, simply hoping something will happen. The scales of heaven are not tipped because of how many people we got to pray. It's tipped because whatever force was involved in the affliction, it got broken by somebody who stood in authority and dealt with the issue. And Peter knew enough in this moment. I don't know, it doesn't give us any information, so I just have to guess. I've not been in that situation. I've been in some somewhat similar. And he knew enough to know, I need to have the room to myself. I need to have the room to myself. But notice what he didn't do. He didn't clear the room and then turn to the body. He cleared the room so that he could hear. Because right now, all I can hear is the voice of wounded people and the reminders of what this lady used to be. And he needed to get clarity for his own heart. Because to bring a word of resurrection is different than just a shot in the dark. Forgive the example, all you non-hunters. But this one is my best example, and I have to kill an animal to illustrate it. When you're duck hunting, you have a flock of ducks or geese fly by. The temptation of every hunter in the world is there's so many birds right there, I'm just going to start shooting. And all of you duck hunters who have done this, you know what happens. Nothing. No birds fall, they just keep on flying because you can't shoot a flock of ducks. You have to pick one. You have to not be distracted by the amount, and you have to pick one. And in these kinds of situations, many people will go in because they know in their mind Jesus raises the dead and turn to the corpse and command it to be alive. Peter did the wise thing. He quieted his heart before the Lord, and he prayed. He prayed until it was settled. When it was settled, he stood and he gave the command.